Hey y'all. So this here's part two to school stories, Rolla Junior High School. I just now had a realization that part one, the beginning of part one, is not the real beginning. The real beginning was a separate clip, but I immediately uploaded the longer clip because that's what I'm used to doing. I'm not used to taking two screen recorded clips and putting them together in Movie Maker. So yeah, I apologize for that. I wish I was able to fix that problem without deleting the video and re-uploading it and stuff, but I can't, sadly. So yeah, but it's kind of like a good thing. If I was able to do that, that video would be an hour long. I only want hour-long videos to be special videos, like DFW, like the DFW series episode 10. Like that one was 1 hour long, and it had to be split in two parts too because my phone was on the verge of death. So yeah, um, or maybe it was because the time thing, like it was an hour long or something. I don't remember. I need to watch that crap again. So yeah. So special videos like that are usually the ones that are an hour long. So yeah, but they're very rare and stuff. I think that might be the only one actually. Or no, I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not going to check. But this here is the real beginning of this two parts storytelling thing for this school, at least, not the other two. Hey y'all. Well now I'm going to continue the school stories series because we still got this school and we got like two more schools, Rolla Junior High and Rolla High School. And I expect if I forget this series, or if I remember this series and actually have and I decide to like bring it back up again, it would be a part two to my high school years, because I'm not done with high school yet. I'm only in 11th grade, so I only went through 9th and 10th grade, so yeah. And I got new stuff about 11th grade too, even though I experienced my first 3 days there. There's things I want to tell you all about, so yeah. So you see, this time, instead of just adding my face in both, just adding me alone in the thumbnail, I added my dog because I want to show you that she's older than she was back when I was in middle school, to show you that this here happens along like there's a little time skip. So yeah, like a time skip from the ending of middle school to the beginning of junior high, because summer, you can say. So yeah, every summer is a time skip, basically. Oh wait, time skip or time jump? Yeah, time jump is I don't know. Time skip is so much better to just say. I know. All right, so if part 1 through 4 had names, part 1, which is elementary school, would be like Landon's Adventure, because it's like because it was like elementary school is something like it's kiddish and all that crap. So yeah, I just realized my phone's like low percentage. So should I continue this or should I wait? I don't know. Well, I guess I can. I'm just going to wait. So yeah, I'm going to wait. I'm going to charge my phone, and I'll be back. I gotta eat dinner anyways. So yeah, if you guys watched part 1 and I immediately said, okay, I'm back, my phone's charged, and as you see, it's been a while since I stopped recording and just decided to do other stuff, like then yeah, there's your context, because I forgot to do the process, basically adding both clips together. And yes, I'm not used to doing that with screen recorded videos. When it comes to screen recorded videos, I make them and upload them right away. So yeah. So but most of the time at least, but you know what I mean. Alright, so last time I was just like, you know what, this is like almost an hour long. I won't be able to unpack all the stories that the school holds. So I have to like split this into two parts. Something I didn't want to do, but I just have to, because I don't want this to be an hour long. And I sincerely hope this one doesn't become an hour long, or at least close to it. So yeah. Alright, so let's just start this off with finally let's just start this off by ending the little storyline from me for me when I you know how I kept on saying well, I mean, you know how my friend introduced me to facts class, which you sew and cook. I was just like, oh, forget the sewing, I'm going to actually just go to that class only to solely to cook crap. Like, that's fun, and I want to be a baker one day. So yeah, the entirety of seventh grade, I was just like, oh yeah, that class, the facts class, whatever it's called, I'm going to join it. I'm going to sign up for it next year. I can't wait. So yeah, um, next year came after all the waiting, and this was like I don't know, like first day or something. I don't think I remember anything from day one. I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I can be stupid sometimes, like right now. I just realized, or not realized, I just discovered this. It looks like a fellow YouTuber named AJ Jackson, the tower enthusiast who specializes in long line towers. If you know him or not, his channel just got one strike. He can only upload one damn video in 24 hours. He has to wait an entire day to upload a video and crap. Like, seriously. Daily upload limit reached. You can upload more videos in 24 hours. Like, how the hell did he get a strike? Literally, he has less subscribers than me, and he got a strike. I've never got a strike, and I had copyrighted material in my videos sometimes, and I never got strikes. I only got copyright claims and stuff, but never a strike. Like, I need to make a separate video of this because I have a friend down at school who has a small channel too, and he had to deal with some random crap from YouTube. So yeah, there's a lot of yeah, there's things to unpack in that story. Okay, so back to facts class stuff. I think I could let's just start off with hmm, literally like the one of the I think the oldest memory I have in facts class. Literally, it was literally a bad one. Like, um, if you didn't know, like, I when I signed up for facts class and stuff, I was just like, well, actually, let me tell you some context before I tell you this. So, basically, in Rolla Junior High, if you take one class 1 year, you cannot retake that class the entirety of your Rolla Junior High years. So yeah, take one class, never take it again. Well, I mean, like, not like the major stuff like math, English, reading, yeah, math, English, science, all that crap. I'm not talking about those classes. I'm not talking about the special classes like art class, um, shop class, film for video production, facts class, like classes like that. Like, for some reason, my Rolla Junior High had a strict policy about taking one of those classes only once, and after you're done with that class, you'll never be able to take it again. Yeah, like that was what I was told at the beginning of seventh grade and stuff, and that yeah, that's just like something that was put in all of our minds when we first arrived to, first I mean to the school and stuff, like in the beginning of seventh grade. I was just like, oh damn, that sucks. Well, so now that I told you that, let me tell you this. When I signed up for facts class, I didn't think that any of my friends would join, or any more of my friends would be in there. I thought they'll just be random strangers and all that crap in there, and I'll be like the only person I would know there is just me alone, literally. Like, seriously, that's all. But well, I mean, like, no, not before I say that. Like, I was just like, I don't expect I don't expect my other friends to ever join this class. And the one friend, Caden, who introduced me to this class, didn't join it again because of the rule that I just told you guys about. So yeah, he already took it once. He wasn't able to take it twice. So yeah, hopefully they got. I mean, hopefully they. Okay, let me just tell you that later. But you know what I mean. So yeah, like, with no hope of my other friends joining class because they probably weren't interested in stuff like that. And then my other friend who already took that class wasn't able to take it a second time because of that policy crap. I was just like, oh, man, I'm alone here. I'm most likely going to be alone here, sadly. All right, so guess what? The first day of
I now I realize I do remember something about the first day of fax class. So yeah, the only thing I remember from the first day of fax class is finding out that like two of my other friends that I didn't expect to join the class actually signed up for it. Um, the reason why is I recently just found this out like this week, the first school week of 11th grade, and just the first school week of the school year basically. I found out that one of the friends that signed up for that class at the time and stuff, he actually wants to he wants to be in the restaurant field, and that type of field, like I think he wants to just work at a restaurant, or either that or he wants to open up his own place like I do. So yeah, I didn't know that earlier. Maybe I did, but I forgot. But it's nice to know that, like, it's very nice to know that a friend, well, one of my friends, has the same goal as me and is taking the same classes to reach that goal. So yeah, it's pretty nice. So yeah, that's one thing I feared about culinary arts, is being alone there, and just being surrounded by people I barely know and other people I never met in my life. So yeah, but guess what? That one friend is there too with me this year. Thank God. I don't know why I would do in the kitchen and all that stuff without him. Like, me and him will probably have to work together because he'll have no. Well, we'll both be clueless on a lot of stuff there. So yeah, there's that. All right, so here's something else. This is like one of the first ever. This is like one of the first ever memories I have in this school. I remember the first day of school. I found my locker. But first day of 7th grade in this school, I found my locker, and I found out it was right next to the friend that I was enemies with for a short period of time in 6th grade. And I was just, or 5th grade, 5th grade. No, it's 6th grade. So yeah, I was just like, oh, okay, like, he wasn't enemies with me anymore. He didn't have a strong hatred for me. It was like the opposite. He was just trying to redeem himself, and and I thought he was still the same as he was at that time. So I was just like, I wish it didn't pair me with you, man. And I just walk off. And then I eventually found out that he's not the idiot that he was in like the other half of 6th grade anymore. Yay! So I was just like, I can redeem this dude now, finally. So yeah, so we became friends again, but that was short lived because around the same time as like in 6th grade, things started to fall off and crap. Like, that happened 7th and 8th grade, but 7th grade wasn't so bad as 8th grade. Um, 7th grade he acted more like a bully. 8th grade he acted like a gigantic victim and hated my guts. So yeah, that's how it was. But it's all fine now. Like, 9th grade, that didn't happen. 10th grade, nothing like that happened. And I hope for 11th grade to be the same. So yeah, hopefully that's that, because you'll find out why he kind of didn't like me for a little bit. So yeah, um, yeah, there's that. So yeah, all right. Here's another thing. So just another little story. I was Vax class, and I, me and my two friends. I forgot to tell you this, but my two friends that were in that class also had two other friends there too, and one of them was like the immature kid that would just squeal in the hallway and stuff. Like, I remember every time the bell would ring, or like at lunch or something, you'll always hear like a distant. It was literally like Muscle Man when he got upset and stuff. He'll just wail around like, he'll get angry and just make that noise. That was basically the same noise that this kid would make in the hallway. Yeah, it was something then. So yeah, all right. So yeah, and the other kid was just his friend, and he was the more mature of the two, or should I say that, like, they were both like immature and stuff. They'll just talk about inappropriate crap every day. So yeah, I remember those four were doing something, and I was they're walking around and messing with crap and stuff. I was just trying to do my work and stuff, which was sewing something, and basically the teacher, she found them I mean, found it. I meant to. She spotted those four just well, just messing around and roughhousing, and told them to sit down. And this is basically like this. This is basically the story of. This is basically that one time in elementary school where I was blamed for something I didn't do. But this is the eighth grade version. Like it happened again, but it happened again, just like it did like that one last time. But it wasn't all as bad as last time. This time was better because she spotted me with them because I was my sewing machine was close to them, like I think right next to them. I was just doing my work peacefully, and she acted like I was like she well not acted like she thought I was one of them. So all five of us had to sit and stuff, but I was doing my damn work. I gotta do stuff. I gotta get material. I gotta do all of this so I can make this I don't remember the name of it, but it was something you wear when you cook, or something that some people at least wear, like a robe or something. I forgot the name of it, but I was making one of those. Like everybody had to make one of those, so I had to get material. I would just go left and right and stuff, trying to get this thing done. And then the teacher spotted me, just like, "Hey, I thought I told you to sit down." I was just like, "I'm trying to sew. I'm trying to work on my project so I can have some free time and stuff before we start cooking. Okay, lady, let me do my work. I'm not with those four. I didn't do crap." So yeah, um, yeah, it was something, but I didn't say that. But I did say, hey, I'm trying to work here. I'm trying to finish the project. I did say that, but I didn't say my reasoning for it and stuff like that. That was like in my head and stuff. But yeah, it made me pretty pissed. It got me pretty pissy, just like that one time in elementary school where I was also blamed for something I didn't do. So yeah, like the school has some bad crap. Like so, if they like if they catch you, I mean if you're caught up in something, you're all like you're blamed for it, even if you didn't do it. It was only because you're caught up in it. Because the junior high was like the most bullshit, was the most bull crappy school out of all the schools I've been to. Like elementary school was pretty light, but if you even cussed once or used or if you used a gesture like the middle finger or something, the school will like surround you and like be like, well, I mean, they'll surround you, nowhere to escape, nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. Like they'll treat you like a criminal. They'll send you to the principal's office, and all the principal's office would do was treat you like a suspect, or inmate, or no, what were they, suspect? Yeah, yeah, they'll treat you like a suspect. That's what it is called for criminals who like committed a crime and they're in court to getting sentenced and stuff. Like that's how they will treat you. Middle school was the same way, sadly. But other than that, they're like a little light. But they weren't the nicest. They were a little heavier with rules and stuff to get us prepared for junior high and stuff. So yeah, that's like understandable because junior high is like an entire was like an entire show. So yeah, for sometimes like the rules and crap is like the stupidest thing ever. So yeah, I remember junior high though. Junior high. Yeah, we now get into junior high. They don't get onto you for well, I mean, they don't immediately treat you like a gigantic criminal for cussing or anything, but they didn't like it when we cuss. Like we can like say once, we can swear once, and the teacher would just be like language. Or if the teacher was like one of the friendly teachers, like and like she'll replace the word with something else. Like you just be like, oh crap. Oh yeah, yes ma'am, and like all that crap, like I'm going to beat his ass, but okay, whatever you say, like that's literally how it was. We did it again. The teacher would just be like, okay, you want to get sent down to the principal's office because I can do that. And then if you swear a third time, you're like done for. Like they don't treat you like a criminal, but you do get sent out of the classroom, or in the I think you did go to the principal's office. But yeah, that was something like for some reason the school, and still today the school is shielding trying its best to shield us from inappropriate things, even though that the majority of us nowadays are always are always like watching things with cuss words and all that crap, and all the things that school hates the most. So yeah, it's a lot of bull crap rules and stuff. Um, we got a pride time too, which oh wait, I think we all if you don't know what pride time is, it's basically a study hall, whatever. It's where you get to finish your homework and crap. I think we had that in middle school, and then it just passed on to junior high and stuff. So yeah, so there's that. All right, here's another thing, which this is just one of those situations where the school thinks that they're all powerful and stuff, and they'll attempt to control an entire group of people, but end up failing miserably. Like, what did you expect? Like, it was at the level where you would just get so pissed off at them, just like, what? Seriously, man? Like, what do you expect? You can't stop an entire group from doing this or that. All right, so I think this was like eighth grade, yeah, or seventh grade, eighth grade, seventh grade actually, I believe. So yeah, there's a big period, like a week or a week and a half or something, where um, kids, like my lunch hour, got in trouble for just bad behavior and all that, like gum under tables, loud, but just being like so loud and doing other crap that the school hated a lot. Eventually, the principal was just like the principal in junior high was a B. She was a B word. She was a female dog, basically. She was not the nicest person ever. So yeah, like she was very strict with everything. Uh, yeah, she was kind of like another school villain. Like all the school villains are like betray your friends and teachers and principals sometimes. Some occasions, like that one occasion. So wait, that's the only occasion. So yeah, one day she yelled into her microphone. She's like, "Shut the hell up, everybody!" And she was like, "If you guys didn't know, the way you guys been acting lately was so awful. It made me want to cry. So in punishment, I'm going to make you all. I'm going to ban all electronics in the cafeteria, and I'm going to make you all silent." Until you guys learn how to act like real seventh or eighth graders, whatever year it was again. Like the school, like literally, like the school expects us seventh or eighth graders to act like what people in the army would act like. But no, seventh and eighth grade are wild years. Like we have fun, we make jokes, inappropriate jokes most of the time and stuff. Like you can't help it. It's seventh, eighth grade, and all that crap. Like people still act like that, but not that much because we're getting close to the end of our school careers. So yeah, you can say, but so yeah, like I don't know what she was doing. Like, what do you expect? This is like a what did you expect moment. So yeah, every day she'll be like, "Okay, guys, silent hour. All be quiet. If you have any electronic, we'll send you straight to the principal's office, and they'll take your electronic for the rest of the day, and you'll get it back when you leave and go home and all that crap." So, yeah, it was pretty bull crappy and stuff, but that was just the way it was then. So yeah, but every day, like the beginning, it would be pretty silent. All you would hear were metal utensils, trays, just the cafeteria itself. Like the dishwasher was loud. The hallway, you're able to hear people going through the hallway and stuff. Like it was that's how it was. But eventually people would whisper, and the whispering got louder and louder. Eventually whispering turned into silent talking, and it just got louder. The volume just got louder and louder, and the principal would notice, and she'll tell us to shut up. Like, shut up, I told you all to be silent. Now thanks to this, we're going to be silent tomorrow. And yeah, the reason why the silent period lasted for like a week and a half was because you can't control an entire group of, like, you can't control like half of a school. and tell them to be quiet for like a few for like 30, 40 minutes, however long lunch was. Like, no, like they got friends and stuff. Like, this is the only time they're able to have a little bit of freedom in school because of homework and all this random crap. So yeah, so that's how it was. She'll get she would have gotten so mad and stuff. Like like that's why it lasted so long. This is another what do you expect situation. Like, did you expect to actually silence and it like half the school? Like, seriously, you are so stupid. So yeah. All right, so we got that out of the way. Now here's another one. So this was like this was a uh, English. How did how like I already know what it was. I can just think of what was going on in this situation already. It was during English. We went to the library and yeah, we're supposed to get books and stuff because of this AR crap that we had to deal with for like the entirety of elementary school, middle school, junior high, and the entirety of ninth grade and high school and stuff. Like whatever. Thank God we don't have to do that anymore. It should have just ended after eighth grade, so ninth grade wouldn't have been such a bother. But you know what? It was only a bother because sometimes and like here here and there the teacher but one of my teachers would check my AR goal and just like, holy crap, it's so low, like start reading damn books. Like, that's how it would be. But like, it wouldn't hurt my grade or anything. Like, nothing happened. Like, my teacher would just be like, if you don't reach 100% on your AR goal, you won't. Well, I mean, it'll hurt your English grade very, very much. But guess what? I passed English, ninth grade and stuff. Like, it was no biggie. So yeah, no problem. Not a problem. Not a problem at all to just ignore AR and stuff. Like, you still get a passing grade in English. So yeah, that's how it was. Thank God I don't have to deal with it anymore. It was kind of stupid. We had to take tests on books and crap to get our AR. All right, so we were at the library, and we had to sit there quietly and read books. I was just checked out in the library. Uh, yeah, I don't know what was going on, but the friend that introduced me to fax class and stuff, he got pissed off at something, and I don't know why. Probably because he wasn't able to get the book he wanted because of his AR. Probably because his book level. Like I think his book level was like too low to have like a gigantic chapter book thing. Like the like normal books nowadays. Like he had to get a kiddish book in seventh or eighth. This was eighth grade. I remember. Yeah, eighth grade. So it was something. I think that's what he was mad at, but it's been a while, so I don't really know the reason. But he was pretty pissed. Eventually he was just complaining, and a teacher came up, just like, "Is there anything wrong?" Like, and then he would just be like, "Oh yeah, something's wrong," and he'll tell a reason and stuff and argue with the teacher, and the teacher told him just to go back into class. So yeah, he got up, slammed the chair back to the table, speed walked, and jumped and knocked down the library sign. It was like a small little sign that was being hung up by like these two chains. Like, he jumped up and just slam dunked that to the ground. Like, he was pissed. Like, yeah, you know what? When I seen that, I really wanted to laugh, but I was so scared I was going to get in trouble for laughing, so I tried so hard not to laugh. But I held in the laugh, but it wasn't much of a big deal because it eventually just went away and turned into disappointment. That's how it was. Like, I was so lucky then. Like, so glad I didn't laugh. So yeah, there's that. All right, so here's another thing. So this here was around the end of eighth grade too. So like April, May, I don't know. So me and my English class got to go to the one of the gyms because it's I think it was just a free hour basically. So yeah, we got to just hang out in the gym and do whatever we wanted. We mostly played basketball and stuff. But I eventually heard a wailing sound. Like, it sounded like a wail of a siren, like, a Thunderbolt 1000T. I heard a Thunderbolt 1000T whining down. I was just like, holy crap, the sirens are going off. So I was just like, well, I ran over to the door since it was open. I was going to go into the hallway, and teacher's just like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm just like, I'm going. I heard something outside. I heard the tornado sirens going off. But guess what? When we both went to the hallway, they stopped. So the teacher's just like, you must have been hearing things. There's nothing going off. Like it's fine now. Like I was just like, man, they had to shut off when when I tried to prove that I was right and when I heard and stuff and all that, they had to shut off. So I had nothing to prove. So yeah, the weird thing was like the first Wednesday of that month, whatever month it was long gone. Like we long past that. So it was just we don't know. I don't know why they were activated because I'm pretty sure they activated for the monthly test and stuff. Like I had no idea why they activated. Like it was like the second time they activated that month. So yeah, like they only activated twice that month. So eventually, when it got very close to the end of the end of the school hour, the class hour, I meant to say. So we went back to the classroom, and the main teacher of the class was in there. And I asked her, "Hey, did he hear the tornado sirens go off?" And she was just like, "Yeah, I heard them too. Like it's not the first Wednesday of the month, so I don't know why they went off." I was just like, "Yes, I knew it. I knew it. I knew I heard a thunderbolt siren go off." So yeah, like there used to be a thunderbolt tornado siren right over right over here. You can kind of see the shadow of it. It was over here, so it was pretty close to the school. You can see, so I would have been able to hear that every time it was rotating and stuff. All right, so yeah, just like this next story here was basically when basically it was the end of the school day. Um, Me and my sister walked over to actually I think my sister already walked on her own to Subway, but I wasn't at Subway yet. I think I was ahead of her, but I was on my way to Subway, and I remember like I crossed there's a creek over here. I crossed a creek, and right when I was crossing the creek, I heard a thunderbolt wailing down. Like it activated, I guess, but I didn't hear it go. It wasn't like a. It was just like a. That's literally all I heard was a wind down and nothing else. Like no wind up, no nothing, just the wind down. And it sounded grindy too, like a thunderbolt. You know how a thunderbolt sounds like? Yeah, I was just like, holy crap! Did it just go off for some reason? Like, was that like a malfunction or something? Like that shouldn't have happened, but. Eh. So I was just like, wow, that was very nice. While I was trying to while I was looking at the shadow of the thunderbolt here, my mom texted me talking about dinner. Like, so yeah, I got in the video. I mean, not in it. Like, I'm going to split the clip. I'm going to split this into two clips, and I'll hope not to forget that. I hope not to forget it. Like I'm going to split this into two clips and split it together. But I mean, piece it together in Movie Maker. Wish me luck on that. Hopefully, I don't forget. So yeah, I get to eat dinner. All right, I'm back with this video. The clip you just seen was about like the beginning of either the beginning or the middle of the of last week. So yeah, I made that clip, and I did something. I think it was a lunch or dinner actually, because it was like noon. Well, it was after school. So yeah, like yeah, I think we had to get dinner or something. Oh yeah, we had the pizza. Crap. So yeah, we got pizza and all that. So I stopped screen recording, and I made other videos and stuff that had to be pieced together, and it's all like a tangled up mess. So yeah, I'm just going to finish this video off with the rest of the things I know of, like all the little stories I have at this place. Alright, if I can remember a lot of them. Seems like I'm forgetting a lot of these. Like, I remember like a day after I uploaded the elementary school video, I was just like, holy crap, I forgot to mention this, and that, and that, and also that. Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, like, there's one time where, there's like this little water heater thing or whatever it was. I don't know. That was like it was outside the school, close to one of the entrances, and I got close to it, and it had a little. It was making a sound. It was just like it was making a hissing sound with a yeah a little hissing sound with another sound that sounded like something tapping metal like once in a while. It was just like yeah, I thought it was a bomb or something. So I ran away from it, and I was scared to go back to the area because I thought it was a bomb. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I thought it was a bomb and stuff. So yeah, it was something. And yeah, yeah, that stuff. All right, so I don't know if you guys would consider this to be a middle school story or a junior high story. It kind of happened while I was in middle school, but I was in a junior high building at the time. It was like Aiden with these videos, Aiden with these videos. Yeah, all right. Don't expect that to be the only one. All right, so I remember it was like one of the last days of sixth grade in middle school, and we were required to check out the junior high so we could get a hang of classes and all that crap. So we went over to the RTI, and yeah, like my class was just touring and stuff. And there's one thing I heard about before this. I heard that there were actually two gym classes. Like this one here is the boys' gym, and this little one here is the girls' gym. Like it's like small, and this one's like gigantic inside. So yeah, um, I don't know. I don't know why they did this. I still, yeah, I just still don't know why. I thought it was like kind of stupid. So yeah. So I remember I asked one of my classmates, or maybe I kept on asking, but I just remember asking one of my classmates, just like, "Hey, why is there a boys' gym and a girls' gym? Like, why is it? Why are we being separated now?" This response from him, the response from him was something that I didn't really expect then, because my entire class. Let's be honest. If you're a sped student in a normal classroom, of course all your classmates will baby you and all that stuff. That happened to me, and Aiden is also has to go to sped classes, and I asked him if he got babied and stuff back in the past, and he's just like, oh no, it's basically the opposite. Just like I feel jealousy. So yeah, I was aware that I was being babied a lot back in middle school by my own classmates back in fifth and sixth grade, and I didn't expect this answer. I expected something like a kid friendly answer that wouldn't be considered offensive or anything. But he literally just said it's because the school district. Well, it's because I'm not the school district, but here let's rephrase that. He said it's because of the ongoing argument about how if boys have more rights than girls, or if they do or something, like if we have more rights, or maybe we do have more rights than women. So yeah, I remember he said it's because of that ongoing argument crap about us having more rights than women. And I was just like, okay, like what does that have to do with like I already known what I already known like that crap beforehand. I was just like, that is so stupid. Like that separating us won't do anything. Separating us won't solve this argument, you know. And I remember immediately after he told me the reason, my teacher literally just snapped. She snapped back at him, like she just turned her head with the angry face, and she's like, manners, or like she was just like, manners, like that type of angry voice where you sound like you're talking under your well, or just loudly talking under your breath, like manners, something like that. So that's what she said. Yeah, like before that happened, she was like all enthusiastic and flamboyant and all that stuff. But when this classmate stuff about us having more rights than women, she literally just didn't tolerate it. So yeah, you can I consider this to be both middle school and a junior high story, because I was in junior school, I was in middle school at the time, but this did happen in the junior high building. You know what? I'm so glad about. I mean, I'm so happy about this. But the boys' gym was like the nice gym. Like it was the fanciest thing ever. Like it looked so nice, and it was so gigantic. Like there's like you can do anything. Like you can run laps, and you can feel like you're running like 10,000 miles over to the other side of the gym. While on the other hand, the girls' gym was like felt so small. Like it was like as small as my or well actually even smaller than the middle school gym, and that place was small as well. Or actually, let's find now. Oh wow, it's oh wait, no, wrong one. No, this one's it. Yeah, that's bigger. That is bigger than this gym over here. So, so yeah, there's that. All right, so there's that. All right, here's another one. This was at the beginning of the beginning of seventh grade, somewhere around the beginning, I would think, or something. I was signed. Well, my parents signed me in for to this computer programming thing. Like I forgot what it was called, but basically you make things and stuff. Like you make models off of, from a computer and stuff. And I had no idea what to do and all that crap, and I already known that I was never going to figure anything out in the class, so I just played around with all that crap and made a mess on it. And then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, my creation mess thing just disappeared, and some tiny message from the side of the computer screen said it said something, and then at the end of the sentence it said, "I don't want to see that again." Like, who's watching me? Did somebody watch me? Did a teacher watch me? Did one of the principals in the junior high watch me? Like that was something I still can't figure out today, or actually, well, I can't really come to a real big conclusion, but I do know that um, I eventually found out after that happened that the actual principal's office actually watches computers and crap. So basically, you're spied on. It looks like because my one of my eighth grade teachers my one of my eighth grade teachers was talking about something to the class and brung it up. Like he said, well, there was one time where my computer was acting up, so I was on my way to the phone so I can call a repairman and or just somebody to fix it. And then when I turned back around, there was somebody already fixing it for me, and I was just like, it in that one moment popped up in my head. I was just like, I was being spied on. How dare they? Yeah. So that was something. All right. So there's something else. I remember on Halloween, Halloween 2018. I I wanted to be a skeleton because I didn't have any other ideas. So my mom got a black shirt and black pants and painted it to painted a skeleton on it and crap. And I was supposed to wear makeup, but my school district is like very strict on that, just in case if any intruder comes in and does things like shoot up the school possibly. So yeah, they didn't want to risk that. So no makeup and crap. So yeah, my school is pretty strict with when it comes to Halloween costumes. Like I remember back in elementary school, and I still love this, but I still find this funny. But um, you know how people think that elementary school is like so friendly and very in a very innocent place. Well, guess what? On Halloween, well, usually Halloweens or like the first few Halloweens, like first, second grade, and other and all that stuff. Um, Kids would come in with the scream mask because for some reason you were actually able to wear masks and stuff then. And some people would not some people would come in with two versions of the scream mask. They'll come in with a normal plastic one, and then they'll come in with another one that has a heart filled with red colored water that's supposed to be blood. And when you pump the heart and stuff, the blood goes all over the mask because like a screen that covers it's a screen and stuff that keeps the liquid inside the mask, and it just drips all over the face. And I remember I remember after that Halloween, or actually during the Halloween, there's always teachers out just coming left and right, like immediately shutting that crap down. Like if they seen a kid with a bloody scream mask, they would immediately confiscate it and all that crap. Eventually, like either third or fourth grade, like it completely disappeared. It was pretty funny. But back to this here, um, I I wanted to be a skeleton because I didn't have any other. I mean, I wasn't very creative, and if you guys forgot, Fortnite was very popular around my seventh and eighth grade. So yeah, like I remember, like one of the major things I remember about Rolla Junior High was Fortnite. Literally, you couldn't go around the you couldn't go anywhere and stuff around the junior high without hearing a conversation about Fortnite. My friends were addicted to Fortnite. It was like their religion. Like everybody loved Fortnite back then. Like everybody played it and stuff. So yeah, um, so when I went into school with the homemade costume, the homemade skeleton costume, and there's a character on Fortnite that's called Skullmaster. Basically, it's just a dude with black clothes that has a skeleton on the black clothes. So yeah, literally nobody actually pointed out that that I was a skeleton for Halloween. Every time yeah, they wouldn't point out that I was just an ordinary skeleton. Everybody was just like, "Holy crap, it's Skullmaster!" Like I would walk around the hallways and trying to get to my next class here and there, and there'll be groups of kids that would just be hanging out, and then all of a sudden they'll just be like, "It's Skullmaster, Skullmaster," and then there'll just be other kids that'll just walk past me, just like, "Hey, Skullmaster," just like, "I'm a skeleton. I'm a normal skeleton. Please." Eventually I was just like, you know what? You know what? I like the fame. Like I never get noticed by just random kids, and I usually never get noticed by the cool kids of any school really. I'm just like that loner and stuff that only has like a handful of friends and stuff because of sped classes. So yeah, I eventually took the fame. I was just like, yes, I am the Skullmaster. But back then I had no interest in playing Fortnite like everybody else did because I like older games like Super Mario Bros. And GTA 5 and all that crap. Like that stuff was fun. So yeah, people thought I was Skullmaster while I was just some ordinary skeleton. Imagine if Among Us came out around my Rolla junior high years, like basically 2017 through 2019 or something, like around that year, around that time period. Like imagine if it came out around that time period, and I wanted to just make something new and stuff, and I just wore a red costume with a creepy mask or that was white or something, and everybody would just be like, "Holy crap, you're sus! You're the imposter!" Like that would be something. Like that would be annoying. Like really, just like but eventually I would take into fame like I did with the Skullmaster situation. So yeah, there's that. All right, so this next situation kind of pissed me off. So basically, I was in the locker room for gym class in eighth grade, and or was it? No, this was eighth grade, I believe. Yeah, eighth grade. Yeah. I remember I already well, I was already ready for gym class. Like I don't go into the locker room to just change out, but I'm still required to go into the locker room and stuff. So I just hang out and sometimes like change one thing, and that's it for like deodorant and crap. Like that's all I would do really, because I always stressed out. Unless if it was like one of those days like picture day or something where my mom made me wear fancy clothes and stuff. So yeah, that's how it was for me at least. So I was just like bored as hell. I was just like nobody wanted to shut up, and when you're all loud and stuff, like if you're just causing causing commotion in the locker room, it usually takes longer. Well, it'll add up. It'll add up. It would feed. It would like eat up our gym time because the gym teacher would just like, I'll wait, I'll just wait. He'll pull that card that all high school teachers pull nowadays. So or wait, I should say middle school teachers. Like that's when it all happened. So yeah, but nobody would shut up. I remember I was just like, everybody, shut the hell up. But nobody listened. I screamed out just like, shut the hell up. And nobody just listened. Like nobody was listening. So I was just like, you know what? Screw this. So um, I sat in a basket of shoes because I just wanted to just do something. So I was sinking down and down, and there's this one kid in the gym class, and this kid was like, Landon, no, don't do that, and pulled me out. Like, what? What's so bad about it? Like, he's just like, you gotta follow the rules here. Like, none of you idiots are. Um, so basically, this kid here, I would consider him to be the one to treat me like the world's littlest kid ever. Like not in a bad way. He'll just baby me a lot. He babied me the most. Like he didn't think I understood a lot of crap. So and all that stuff like memes and stuff, and he thought I needed help with everything and all that crap. Like I can do things on my own. Like I just because I'm autistic doesn't mean I'm like one of those sped kids and stuff. Like I'm not one of them. I'm a normal kid basically, just with a little bit of autism. but I'm just like you all. But yeah, and um, when I'm not around, this kid's basically like every other kid. Like he'll talk about memes, he'll cuss and all that crap. But when it comes to when I'm around, he acts like a friendly teacher, I would say. So yeah, but eventually this dude and his friends also sat in the basket of shoes, and I was just like, hey man, like follow the rules. Like I repeated what he told me. I was just like, hey man, get out, follow the rules. Just like, oh Landon, I'm just can't you? I'm just chilling here. Isn't that cool? I'm just chilling. Like you dragged me out of that because you're just like follow the rules. That's what you're supposed to do, and you're just doing this now. Like what? So yeah, there's that. All right, this is another eighth grade story. I'm not going in order whatsoever because all these interesting things keep on popping up in my head. Like, oh, I remember when that happened and stuff. Like, I want to tell you all now. So, I was in facts class, and we were making like cupcakes from like the cake makes box cakes and all that crap. I remember I thought like there's four groups in facts class. Like it was around this here, like half of the room was basically, it was basically a normal classroom but with sewing machines. The other half was like a not a like a it was like it was basically like a kitchen you would see in a house but much bigger and multiple appliances that you only usually have in a house, that you only have one of in a house. So, oh wait a second. No, no, wait. I think this here, this here was actually the room. I think. Yeah, maybe that was the room, or maybe it was. I don't know, man. It's confusing. But I remember we had to make cupcakes for some reason. Oh wait, yeah, I remember because we were practicing cake decorating with and stuff. So we had to make cupcakes to practice our frosting skills and crap. I thought all four groups had to make their own cupcake makes and crap, but apparently not. Only two did, and the group next to my group was the one to make all that crap. I remember like my friend was just like, "Well, we need the equipment to do this stuff." So I walk over to a counter and lift up. I picked out a KitchenAid mixer so I can make the cake makes and stuff, and do mine this. That thing was like heavy as hell to hold back then, at least. Yeah, at least back then it was heavy as hell. Now I can handle it, but yeah. I remember I set it down, and the group next to us, which was like an all, which like a it was like an all girls group, was just like, no, put that back. We're making the cupcake makes. Like, I don't know how to describe this. Like, it wasn't like rude, like defensive, but it was like a bittersweet type of thing. Like, they're nice about it, but they still seem like an a hole about it too. So I'm just like, okay. So I just put it back, and they made the cupcake mix and stuff, and um, I was when it came to facts class, like if one group messed up one thing and if one group messed up one thing and stuff, like it can affect everything. So I kept a close eye on what they were doing and stuff. Like they put the cake mix and all that crap in. Um, I did get to, well, I did see them playing around with stuff, and they didn't take anything too seriously. They just made jokes and laughed, and if they made a mistake, they'll just laugh it off and ignore it. Like they didn't have right measurements. Like they didn't follow the instructions either. Like they messed up, and all they did was laugh it off. So I was just like, hey, and then they just pour all the liquid in. She's like, oh, never mind, you already messed it up. Like I was just like, oh, never mind. They're just like, what? I was just like, never mind. And then in my head, just like, you messed it up. You messed the damn thing up. So yeah, and I watched, and you know what? I watched them mix it as well, just in case if they like, just in case they would make a mess. So like both of us wouldn't be blamed for it, and they would only be blamed for it by the teacher and stuff, because that's how the class was when it came to gigantic well, basically when all four groups were making the same thing for the same reason and stuff. Like if something was messed up, it was all our fault. So yeah, I kept a watch. Well, yeah, I kept an eye on it, and they're just like, "Oh my, what you doing, man?" And like, "What you doing?" Like, just like, "I'm keeping an eye on you, y'all. Like, I don't want any of this thing. I don't want like, I don't want anything to happen to where to where the teacher would think my group was involved in this. Like we didn't do any of this. Like I wanted to get that. I'm going to get that straight. Like if anything happens, like well, I'm trying to prevent you from anything bad, majorly bad happen. Even if I kind of even if I wasn't quick enough to prevent the mess up of the cake batter with the wrong measurements. But you know, I mean, like I tried to prevent anything else further from that, like messes and just damage to the mixer too, because they were just acting like idiots. So yeah, eventually they like turned up the speed way high, like even faster than what you're supposed to do. And Cake Mix was like getting close to the bowl, one of the girls was like, "What you doing, man? Like turn that down, like the cake mix gonna go everywhere." And they just laugh it off like nothing, just like pay attention to the damn speed, like seriously. So yeah, eventually like you're supposed to mix it for like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I remember it very, very well. They did not mix it 2 minutes, and I told them about it, and they're just like, "Oh, it'll be fine. Like you don't have to mix it 2 minutes." Just like my mom used to make cakes and crap for birthday parties and weddings back at home with cake mixes and stuff. Don't tell me don't tell me that it doesn't have to be the way that it has to be, because it does. And if it's not, it's screwed up. It's effed up. You effed it all up. But they're just like, it's nothing. It's nothing. You just don't know. Like you can do anything with this, and it'll still be fine. Like they just laugh it off. So we're supposed to share battery because even though my group did nothing and stuff, we're still supposed to fill in the cupcake. We're still supposed to bake the cupcakes and stuff. So basically, they hogged the entire batter. Like yeah, they used a lot of batter for every little cup they had in the baking tray, or the cupcake tray. And then they gave us the mixing bowl, and there's barely any left. So we just kept on. Like the funny thing is, like my group was an all boy group, and their group was an all girl group and crap. Like we're just like ah man, like they barely gave us anything. So yeah. So we only made like half of what we're only able to make like half of what we would have been able to make. Like what yeah, like we had like there's a we made like four, and the tray was able to make eight, or maybe it was like a six thing, like six tray thing, like a muffin tray or something. I don't know, but I remember it was bad. And then the bottom, like the very very bottom of the bowl, still had cake batter just stuck, and just yeah, there's cake batter, unmixed cake batter that was just stuck down there. Like this is why you had to mix it for like 2 minutes to get all the lumps and all that cake batter all mixed in. Like they didn't do crap. Like I mean, they mess it all up. And my friends were like, "Holy crap! Like what the hell? Like what happened? Like why is this so bad?" And since I kept watch of the mixing process and like all that crap, I was just like, it's because the group next to us. They just messed everything up. They screwed it all up. And yeah. So and if you didn't know, like my group had me in it. It had like two of my friends and two of their friends, and that was like it. Like it was like an entire male group basically. So yeah, but we were all pretty pissed about the what happened. Like seriously, we were like I was just so mad. Like they didn't listen to anything I said. Like seriously, they didn't even make it. They even admitted them to themselves. She's like, "Oh my, I don't know how to make this." Like they laughed it off too. Like they're like they don't know. Like they need people like me and stuff, and a teacher too, because we make this stuff like every day. Like I remember my mom made cakes and stuff like for money and all that. It was like a little home business, I guess. So yeah, we made cake after cake after cake after cake, and it was something. So I known what to do and all that crap. I wish they asked me, because they should like I gave out I already told them if they need help that just tell me, because I know how to make cake mixes. I used to make them all the time back then with my mom, but they didn't. They refused. They made it themselves and crap. Like it was pretty funny. So yeah, the next day, the next day, my teacher was livid mad. Like she was just like, "How stupid are all of you. All those cupcakes you made yesterday are complete trash. You guys didn't follow instructions. You guys did. I mean, you guys didn't do anything. Like, you're all horrible at making a simple cake makes. And yeah, she was pretty pissed. Like, I had to throw all that crap away, and I had to remake it all by myself because all of you idiots don't know how to make a damn cake mix. So yeah, you know what? I'm kind of glad I wasn't. I'm kind of happy that my group didn't make the cake mix, because if so, then we would have been like we would have been the problem that she was talking about. But we were just there, just waiting to just do our little job, aka fill in the cups and bake the cupcakes, basically. So yeah, everything was ruined. I don't know if we ruined anything. I bet we did something, but I'm not sure. So yeah, there's that. All right, here's another story that happened like around the beginning of around the beginning of of us cooking and all that. Like, we got done with the sewing process of FACS class, and we're just getting into the cooking crap. So me and my group, I mean, like, no, all four groups had to make this chili, and basically my group kind of messed up a little bit on some of the instructions, because let's be honest, like, half the group doesn't really do anything. Like, they just talk about memes and Fortnite, really. That's all they did. Like, me and one of my other friends were the only people who actually did something. But eventually we ended up messing something up because of one of the other members of my group. So yeah, and I remember my friend overheard, like, hey, look at Kitchen Three's stuff. Like, they already messed up. Like, lol, like, they already messed up. We're Kitchen Three, basically. Like, they noticed how we messed up on one thing. So my friend got a little pissy, and he was just like, "Hey, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to act like I'm going to the bathroom, or maybe he was actually just going to act like he's going back into the classroom to get something, or something like that." But all it was just to see how they did, and he walked back to our group, and he reported how bad the other stuff that was. Like, the kitchen that made fun of us for messing up on such a simple recipe, uh, basically their crap was but he said that their crap looked like diarrhea. It was like the world's liquid. It was like the world's soupiest crap ever. That's what it looked like. Like, eventually, him and somebody else in my group confronted him, and just like, you think you're able to just bully us for messing up one step? Look at your crap. It's complete like, it looks like diarrhea. Like, what were you guys thinking? Yeah, it was pretty funny, really. So there's that. This next one here is um oh, I remember it now. This was another film production story. So I was going to wait, me, no, I meant to say, like, my two friends and that one dude. It was basically my fax class cook group, but only missing one person. That was basically how it was. Like, we're making, I mean, we're just groups of two. Like, me, it was me and one of my friends, and then my other friend and that one dude were their own separate group, but we worked together, and we acted like one big group and stuff. So yeah, I remember we were supposed to make a music video. So we didn't we eventually we found out what song we wanted to use. Like, we used Footloose, and the plan was for me to just take a random broom from inside of one of the janitor's off from the janitor's basically a janitor's closet. We actually did do that. We snuck in to one of the closets and stole a broom, and we were just playing around with it. Like, basically the music video was basically me dancing around with a broom and sweeping the floor. Yeah, as boring as that is, that's what we thought of. Like, literally, we could have did something better, but we ran out of ideas. Like, that was all we did. And guess what? We only made like a few scenes and reshoots and all that crap. But nothing else happened. Other than like the other than like a little penis joke that I didn't understand at the time. Like, um What was it again? Oh yeah, the joke was I was supposed to bend down, and I was supposed to bend down and look and bend down and say and spell run, basically. Like they're just like, hey Landon, spell run while bending down forward, while bending down forward, like all the way. So I did that. I was just like, "Are you in?" And then they just laughed. They just laughed and laughed, just like, "What? What's so funny about it?" Like, I don't get it. Like that was one of the things I didn't really get, but now I know what it is. It's basically a sex joke. So yeah, like that was something. That's just a quick little thing. So yeah, the entire project though, it was scrapped. We got 0 on it again. I believe. Um, so yeah, you know, the class kind of sucked really. Like, well, I mean, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, but the way we had to do crap was, you know how I said that we had like little groups, like groups of two. Well, basically, we weren't allowed to make one thing for both group members. Like both group members had to make their separate thing. So yeah, like that was something that I didn't want to worry about. So we just every all the films that me and my friend made in our little group would go would be basically for him, because I was just like, you know what, I don't want to worry about this. Like I don't want to worry about making two films and the two little short films about two different things with multiple props and crap that we had to deal with. Like no, like forget it, we're only doing one only, like for the entire group. So yeah, I bet I got 0 in the class, but don't worry, it was no important major class. I know. So I do know that my dad watches these videos. I hope he doesn't just watch it and hear the make it this far and then confront me about it, just like, seriously, that's how you were. You got an F in that class. Like I am disappointed. Like dad, it's not anything major. So yeah, so yeah, that's something I kind of fear now when it comes to this stuff. Like this is like some secrets that these have secrets I kept from them and from my parents and stuff, and now I'm revealing them, and I'm just hoping that they don't get mad at anything. That would be something of a joy, really, if they just got mad at it. So there's that. Like it's already like 41 minutes long. This clip at least. Like the other clip, but I bet the video's an hour long. I don't know. But I think that's good. That's really just good news, really. Um, but because I like only have like I have two stories left, so or three actually. So let's just get through them very fast. All right, first one was seventh grade. Basically, one of my that friend that became an enemy in sixth grade was kind of like a mutual enemy. Like not like in sixth grade when he hated my guts. Basically, in sixth grade he kind of acted like a little bit of a bully. Like I remember we sat at our own table with all my other friends and crap, and he would like he I remember he spilled milk on my fidget spinner because fidget spinners were popular then, at least in 2017 and stuff, and 18 too, I think. But he did stuff like that, and that's how the year ended basically, when it came to that relationship. And then the next one was eighth grade, and this one is basically the rebirth of what happened in sixth grade, or similar to it. But I remember I was in my math class, and me and one of my other friends were on the computer. We're supposed to be playing this one game that basically involved math and crap. Like you couldn't do anything without solving one math question. And my friend was just like, you know what? I don't want to do this. So he went to YouTube, and he's a big Five Nights at Freddy's fan. So he watched Five Nights at Freddy's videos on YouTube and stuff. Well, at least the ones that weren't blocked, at least, because my school district's Wi-Fi basically blocks almost every YouTube video, like anything inappropriate, like Facebook and like half YouTube, like the good YouTube videos on YouTube are all blocked. Even some of my videos, which are harmless and stuff. Like I remember, like back in high school, or I mean back in like ninth grade, I would check on my stuff to see if anything was blocked. And guess what? Like half my videos were blocked. It sucked. Like half were all blocked, or maybe more. I don't know. I made a little video complaining about it. Maybe one day I can find it and upload it on YouTube. But yeah, I remember that. So he was just doing that stuff, and one of my other friends that was not the friend of me was basically just noticed that he was not doing what he was supposed to do. So he was just like, hey, do what you're supposed to do. Like, go back to the game, play the game. And he's just like, no, I don't wanna. And he's just like, do it, do it now. I'm going to tell the teacher on you, like snitch on you, basically. Um, yeah. But I was just like, hey, 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 calm it, calm it. He's just like, you tell on him, report him, like, do something. He's not supposed to do what he's doing. She's like, no, no, just stop, please, stop. So yeah, um, eventually it became an argument of me and my friend that was sitting next to me and this other friend that was in the same class, and then the friend of me that was also like basically we had nothing against each other at the time until this moment here where basically he was on this on my other friend's side, the one who's trying to shut down the friend I was sitting with. And I was just like, no, no, just stop, everybody, stop. Eventually, the teacher just was just like, all right, hey, she called this, she told the students to go into the hallway so he can talk with him. Like, I didn't do know this. I did not do that. I did not cause him to get called out into the office to have a little talk and stuff. Like, I did not cause that. He caused it himself when he got pissed off. But at the same time, the other friend, the friend of me that was sitting next to him, which is like, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. I am not going to hang out with you anymore. And at that point, I was like pissed. I was just like, you know what? Good. I don't give any damn. I don't care. And then the helper teacher was basically just like, hey, 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 like everybody, like calm it, calm it. So yeah, that started another thing. That started like the entirety of this new wave of enemies and stuff. Like like three of my friends at least, like, including the guy who got taken out of the class basically, and the other dude who just declared that he ended his friendship and stuff, and then some other kid that acts like a gangster and stuff. Like all three of them were like enemies at this point. Like they like I like they kept on like they basically it was outright bullying me. Like I like there's nothing I could do except for report it to a teacher and stuff. But but that would basically make it worse for me because they would call me the world's biggest snitch. Like, you're a 5-year-old snitch basically. Like, you're bullying me. Like, what else do you like? What option do I have? Like, I can't do anything else. That's all I have to do. And if I hide it, then I'll look like I'm just letting the problem live on. Like, I can't do that. The school encourages us not to do that. So I'm trying to do what's best and stuff. So yeah, basically that's how it ended and stuff. Like, that's how the school year at least ended. All right, next story. I bet this video's already an hour long. So yeah, this next story. Oh my, I already forgot it. Hmm. Hmm. What was it? I don't know. I don't remember now. Oh yeah, I remember this now. All right. Remember the health teacher, Miss Hill, that I kept on talking crap about? Well, guess what? At the very last day of 8th grade, we had a little assembly of how for the end of the school year, along with teachers that were moving out of the school district, and everybody was cheering normally for every other teacher who was like moving out of the school district and stuff. And then Miss Hill came out, and the principal announced that she was going to retire because she wanted to spend time with her grandkids. And instead of normally cheering like normally, everybody would like got out of their seats and cheered like so loud. Everybody was so happy. Like I remember, I found the situation so funny. But now that I think about it now, she probably known. Well, she known that the reason why everybody was like the happiest then was because we're glad she was gone and not coming to the high school with us. And I don't know if she felt any sadness or if she was just like, "Good grief! I'm so glad I don't have to deal with you all anymore." I don't know. I hope it's the I don't get to deal with you all anymore. Like I hope it's that instead of the I tried to help you all and you hate me for it. Basically, I hope it's not that because I'll feel bad for her really. Even if she was kind of a mean teacher, I'll still feel a little bad. I feel bad now that I think about it. So yeah, there's that. All right, so this is an hour long, just already an hour long. Yeah. All right, well, I think I'll make a part three because I think there's other things